What is up, guys? It's your boy Redneck-dude here, back with another video for you guys. It's gonna be a story time video, and this actually isn't my story, it's my mom's story from when she worked at a hotel in Vegas. So, things are gonna get crazy. We got stories of people locking themselves out of their rooms naked, some Karens setting off fire alarms, and whatnot. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So this first story has to do with somebody getting locked out of their room naked. So, my mom worked in Vegas. They were kind of near a military base. So, they got a lot of army there. Well, one time the British Army was there doing a training exercise with the U.S. Army, or for, like, planes or whatever. And my mom liked to call what they were doing bottle the throttle, because they would get out, they would drink all night, and then the next day they would go fly $1 million pieces of machinery. You know, what could go wrong? So all of these military people go out, and they come back in at like 3 a.m. My mom was working, and around like 6, she hears a well, she thinks nothing of it, because like, why would you? Just an but it happens again, just a and she looks and she realizes it's coming from around the corner, and it's some dude holding his, like, covering up his privates, and some British dude, because he locked himself out of his room. So he's asking my mom for a key card to get back into his room because, you know, he's naked in the lobby. However, it was this hotel's policy that they couldn't give out a room card without ID or verification. So this British dude had to sit in the lobby for a little while, just butt naked while he was waiting to get his ID verified. And apparently this type of stuff, like, happened all the time. And the reason the guy got locked out of his room is because he went to the bathroom at like 3 a.m. But instead of going to the bathroom, he accidentally opened the door to get out of the hotel. So here this dude is at like 3 a.m. naked in a hotel hallway. So he's clearly embarrassed. And what makes this all worse is he was British too. So he wasn't even American citizen. He was just here for a military exercise. But anyways, my mom did end up getting him the hotel key card, verifying all that, and he did get to go back into his room and get changed and get ready for the day. But all in all, that's a pretty embarrassing thing to get stuck in a hotel hallway naked. This next story was my mom was working in a different hotel. It was more fancy and high-end. Well, this lady comes into town because she has an expensive play and then a dinner that she's going to go to. Well, she has this really nice gown, but it's too long to fit into the regular, like, closet hangers. So she decides to hang it on no other than the fire sprinkler, because that's a good idea. And just in case you're unfamiliar with how these, like, fire sprinklers work, I'll see if I can find an image and put it right here. But they basically work like where there's a pin and a piece of glass, and the piece of glass is really thin and keeps the pin in place, so that when it gets hot or it starts smoking, the glass rises up and the pin is released and releases the water. Well, you can imagine that since this lady is hanging a dress on that, when she goes to pull it down, it messes up the glass and releases the pin. Well, now that the pin's gone, all the water in the sprinkler starts going off all over this lady and ends up flooding 6 rooms. And this absolute Karen is not happy that this happened, because she's not thinking about what happened to the room. She's just thinking about how, oh my gosh, my dress is ruined. She goes down to the front lobby and is complaining to my mom about how you guys need to buy me a new dress. I'm so unhappy. Like, how could y'all? And my mom is just upset at this point because she knows that, like, it's not the hotel's fault. But this lady won't shut up, and she keeps going, well, I have a dinner to be at, and I have to do this and this. And she's so mad. And my mom just replies, well, we have those 6 rooms booked. Needless to say, this lady was not happy. However, the hotel did end up actually paying for her dress, which I think is really dumb. But, you know, make the customer happy. You don't want to stir up any trouble. But this lady still ended up getting a couple $1,000 bill, because she did do a lot of damage to the rooms. So at least she got some justice in the end. Okay, so this is my third and final story, but this one does need a little bit more setup. So my mom was working in this hotel, but she also worked with her friend, who we're just gonna call my aunt for this video, because she basically is an aunt. So it's important to note this was a really high-end hotel, so it had a sauna room. Well, one day my mom and her friend are working the lobby, and some lady comes out with the sauna spoon. And if you don't know what that is, it's just making sure like the coals are in order or whatever. I don't really know what it is either. I don't know what a sauna spoon is, but that's what my mom said they had a sauna spoon. Well, anyways, this sauna spoon looked like it had mold on it, which it didn't, and you'll end up hearing why. But this lady was mad. Well, this lady was mad because she thought there was mold on the spoon. So she starts yelling at my mom and my aunt, and she goes to throw the spoon, and luckily she misses. And as she's getting, like, ready to ask for the manager and stuff, my mom starts acting like she's deaf and signing to my aunt. She doesn't actually know sign language, but she's just pretending. And my aunt starts signing back. Well, this lady gets so embarrassed because she thinks she just yelled at two deaf people. And so she walks away all timidly, and my mom ended up not getting in trouble for it, which I think is the right thing to do, because she did throw a spoon at her. I'd be saying, oh, that is the hotel's fault because there was mold on the spoon, but it actually wasn't. Because of the heat of the sauna, it was actually the coals on the spoon that looked like mold, but it wasn't mold. And my aunt was actually in charge of this certain department in the hotel, to the point where she had an office. So on her office, they had put her name tag, her position, and they ended up adding a little plaque that said "School for the Deaf," which, I mean, pretty funny. And then from there on, it just became an inside joke about my mom and my aunt about how they were both mute, which, I mean, it can be offensive nowadays, but it was the 90s and nobody really took offense to it. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. It's free, and please subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Yeah. So, let me know if you guys like this type of content. If not, I'll switch it up a bit. But yeah, that's all. Have a great day, and cue the outro stuff.